Hi everyone. Thanks for joining in. Uh, I appreciate your time. You're giving time. So what we are discussing today is this right time to switch? What should be the factors you should know while finding a new job if you're a fresher or if you are already doing a job? So what are the factors you should know? And what are the different industries you can look into, right? So this is what we'll be discussing. Uh, Quickly introducing who we are. So I'm Shubham, co-founder of Hexa and managing product here in Hexa. I'm joined by our speaker guest of the day, Rajat Khatri. He's category manager in Udan.com. He's a vivid reader. He keeps himself updated on market trends, what's going on, what are the different industries. He also mentor people on what should be your communication skills, how to apply for interviews, all that process. And recently, he completed his marketing analyst and brand management course from one of the top universities. I'll just let Rajat quickly introduce himself again.
Hello everyone. So this is Rajat. So currently I am working in Udan.com as a category manager and a procurement lead in the company. I've been here since last 2.5 years. So I'll be helping you out with the various factors which you should consider if you are seeking for any job change, or what are the factors which you should keep in mind before doing so, and all these things. So Shubham, you can proceed.
Sure, thanks. Thanks so much, Rajat. So starting with why we are here, right? Why we are doing this session? What is the importance of this session? So if you see the graph in front is the unemployment rate in India. So the graph starting from August 2019. So this is 1 year graph. So till now, till March, it it has been consistent around 8.2 or average of 8% unemployment rate, and we see a sudden spike in April, May, right? Why is the reason? What is the reason? We all know the obvious reason is the pandemic that the complete globe is going through, right? And this trend that you see is not localized to one nation, one country, or one geography. It is worldwide. So the stats that you see here are quite surprising. Like industry or the world power like US is also facing this trend. So unemployment rate in US was 3.7%, or average of we can say 3.5%. It peaked to 14.7% in April. And obviously you are seeing the trend, right? The trend is coming down, and it's 10.2 currently, right? So 10.2 trend is like it's still like very high at the rate, right? So does this mean that everything is coming down, everything is going to be all right? What it is, right? So let's also see that what does this mean to us, how we can overcome this, what are the various factors, how you should look at the jobs now. Is there something changing? Probably I like to ask this question from Rajat. What do you think, like what is there for us now?
So currently, job the job in the market, or you can say the job change, many people who are considering depends on various factors. It is also related to certain industries. There are jobs available in certain industries, but there are certain industries where the job or where the future is certain in a is basically in a gray area. So various factors which a person should consider before changing his job or before seeking any job should be, first and the foremost, he should reevaluate the thought which he has for the job change, because nobody knows what is going to happen in the future. The market currently is totally unpredictable. So maybe the person has been thinking about it for a long time. Maybe there is a good offer from a certain company, but nobody knows that what is going to happen with that industry, or what is going to be the future of your job in that company. So unless and until you are 100% sure, you should not apply, or you should not seek any job change as of now. Second is a sustained employment. Uh, Sustained employment, as in currently, I think everybody must have heard about it that 70% of the Indian startups currently don't have cash left with them. On an average, they have a cash for operating like 3 to 4 months. So everybody is uh, going for, you can say that, going to work with a limited workforce, or you can say they want a limited amount of employees with a particular skill set with which they can work. Because in order to become operationally, you can say, positive in terms of cash flow, in terms of revenues, they need to scale down the cost which they are spending on the employees. So of course they will be going with a sustained employment, and if this works out, then maybe they will continue doing so in the future. So
So,
nobody knows what is going to happen there, because this is the trend which is going in the market.
okay. So, Rajat, does that mean that we need to look at that where we should actually apply, or like we can go to any company and see that okay, this might or might not be the right company. So, what is the key differentiator of a sustained employer if we are talking about, right? How you define that? Is this a company who just started 3 months back? Can we say that this is a sustained employer because it just started and it will have a cash, or a
No.
company which is running for 10 years is a sustained employer? What is the definition of sustained employer here?
A sustained employer here means mainly these are, you can say, the startups, or you can say the companies who are focusing more on their revenues right now instead of scaling it out, and spending more on the operational cost or the various costs which is related to the business. So it can be 8 to 10 years old company also. It can be a 3 to 4 months old company also. Basically, these are the companies who are funded from some external sources, or you can say external funding companies, so external companies. So mostly these are those sort of companies, and this is more important for a fresher, because for a fresher to apply in a MNC or in a big company is a bit difficult, because nobody entertains them. Only, as of now, as I think from my personal experience, only the startups generally entertain the freshers. For unless you have a contact in the big MNCs, or you have some, or unless you get some lucky, or unless you have some, there are various factors again, but still, for a fresher, it is very difficult to apply in any MNC or in any big company. So for him, this sustained employment factor is more important, or more important point to consider, because startups are ones who generally fall in this segment, because they are the one who are basically running behind the revenues, because in order to get funded, need to show something to the investors. So this sustained employment is related to the startups as of now.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So here
But
we are talking
but
about
also uh,
yeah.
but also I like to add something here. It is not again limited to startups, because if you can take many hospitality industries players like Go IBB, or you can say Make My Trip. So I don't, for any certain period of time in the future, I don't think they are going to have any good amount of business. So they also are running for the same thing. So they will also look for only. So it depends on industry again.
Makes sense. So, okay, that means that not only the companies who are going well right now, only
Mm-hmm.
those companies are sustainable companies, but the companies who are aiming at better revenue rather than expanding, burning money, cash is also sustainable. For example, travel industry example you gave might not be
Exactly.
the best time to join maybe today, or maybe I would like to hear from you, but it
Exactly.
it is also kind of a sustainable industry because they are looking at more revenue rather than burning the cash. Okay,
Exactly.
that's fine. So yeah, so for freshers to join in, if we spoke about freshers, right? For freshers
Mm-hmm.
to join in, how they can
Mm-hmm.
actually approach these companies, how they can maintain their portfolio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it that
So,
they should look at
mhm,
one specific thing, or
mhm.
they need to gain multiple skills in the multiple sectors? How is it?
So for a fresher, first and the foremost thing which I like to suggest is don't go for the money. Don't go for the name or the brand which a company provides. Go for the experience. take 6 months experience. It might be through unpaid internships, it might be through low pay, but still go for the experience. Might be in the future, if you are good enough, they will offer you a good job offer in the future. Might be if you have a good skill set, you can get offer in a bigger company later on. But go for the experience as of now. And again, what I'll like to recommend is try to create network in the professionals. And the best medium to do so, which we have, is I think LinkedIn. Go and improve your profile, keep it updated, and interact with various professionals in the industry in which you want to go and work. Interact with them, follow them, and see what they are doing, see what they are suggesting you, and see what is the trend which is going on. They will, because they will be updating everything there, and you can get a very good idea about the industry, uh, the about the industry, and about the about the profession which you are going, which you are aiming in the future. So LinkedIn is one of the very important thing which you should keep updated and which you should keep using on a regular basis. And as I told you, don't go for money, go for the job experience, which this is what matters the most. And another thing, don't waste your time in utilize the time in building certain specific skill sets, because as I told you, the sustained employment means they will have a limited amount of employees, and that too with a specific skill set which they require, and they will invest very specifically on the employees who have the particular skill set which is important for their important for their company to. So if you are into build your career into marketing, if you want to go into data analysis, or let's suppose any other field or tech, or suppose anything, so go and build those skill sets in you, because company won't invest in you on those things. You have to invest yourself. So if you have those skill set itself, because for suppose you are a fresher and you want to join a company and you don't have any of these skill sets, why will a company waste 2 to 3 months of time in training you with those skill sets in the current scenario where they can't afford to do so? So there, and again there are various platforms which are available. The example is Hexa itself. If you have, you can go and uh, improve your aptitude skills, improve your logical skills, and then again guesstimates and everything. There are various platforms again, like where you can get online certifications, like Coursera and etc. So you can go and have the training related to any specific skill set and get a certification, because once you reach the interview, these will differentiate, these skill sets will differentiate you from the other freshers or other employees who are going to interview for that, because you will not be alone. There will be various employees going there.
Okay, thanks for that advice, Rajat. So, how do you advise our experienced folks here? So, this is what we spoke about freshers, right?
Mhm.
Does this whole same for experienced folks who have joined us? What is one tip for that? Maybe.
So for the already experienced freshers, what I like to suggest them is, again, as I told you, if you are going to have a job change, reevaluate that thought process, because it might be, because it is not certain what is going to happen. And again, uh, embrace the change which is going on, because it might be the case that many of you employees are not comfortable with the changes which are going on. Might be the case that you are not able to cope with the changes which is going in the company. So, but this is the case. This is the reality, and this will continue for a long period of time. So, if you are just trying to change the company because you feel that you are not comfortable with the change, you're not comfortable with the kind of culture which is again building in the company post pandemic, then I think this is not the right thing. You should give that some time. You should try to adjust that, and then you should go for applying in the new company. And let's suppose you're trying to change the company. You change it only and think that whether the other offer which you are considering, will you have taken that offer if if this was with you when you applied in the current company? If not, then I think you will have the answer what you're seeking.
All right. That's great. So, talking about same, right? Jumping the
Mhm.
company, switching from one
Mhm.
company to another. Uh, Now, if we talk about specific industries, like,
Mhm.
see, we all know the pandemic we are in, right? So,
Mhm.
if I am changing the company, what exactly the industry I should look in? if we talk
Mhm.
about industries like various industries, right? Automobile
Mhm.
industry or IT sector or education industries, what we know are
Mhm.
booming right now. So, what are
Mhm.
the various other industries which we can also look into other than like one I could think of currently is any e-learning platform
Mhm.
will be mass hiring because they are building the
Mhm. Of
technologies
course.
and all. What other industries do you suggest or you think are there?
So the one industry which will always be in working and which will always boom in any scenario will be the logistics industry. The country's economy
Okay.
will stop if there is no logistics in the country. For any business, for anything to operate in the country, they need the logistics. So logistics, of course, will is one of the most essential category which most of us actually neglect. We don't even consider it in our plans, but this is one of the very important industry which is running. Many players like delivery, e-com, all these players are already doing. Even you, as you know that this e-commerce industry is booming, right? So now even commerce can't work without these logistics. They have their own logistics, though, but still they use certain of third-party logistics for the pin codes in which they are not servicing, right? So again, logistics is the one of the major industries which is always going to be in the market. Second, recently, a very recent industry which has developed in India, which is hyperlocal delivery. This includes Swiggy, Zomato, Dunzo. Many new pharma industries like NetMeds is coming, Pharmacy is coming. All these are hyperlocal deliveries. So this is also one of the industries which is booming a lot in this current scenario, and this will continue to boom because again, what people search is comfort, and these provide them comfort.
Okay.
So these this is one, again as I discussed, e-commerce will boom. It will The market share of e-commerce will increase again with it, which it was limited to B2C. Now B2B players are also coming in, and even Flipkart is also coming into B2B. Amazon is also coming into B2B. Reliance is coming into B2B. 2 years back, when my company was basically, you can say the only company there, but it is not the case now. There are various companies which is coming now. So again, e-commerce is booming, and a new industry, which is B2B industries, is again coming up, and which is going to boom because even the retailers in the market are going to basically consider this for the health, safety, and various factors. Then again, online learning, as you all know, Byju's, Vedantu, and all these companies are booming a lot, and the White Hart Junior, which was basically taken by Jews. So all these companies are going to grow a lot because all the education is going or is shifting in or basically through online medium, and whether it is university, whether it is school, all everyone is shifting to e-learning basically. So this is one of the industry. Uh, then there is essentials industry, as everyone already know. And this essential, I am not limiting it only to online but offline as well. So there are many hypermart, there are many grocery chains in the market. For example, I'll tell you D-Mart. So D-Mart, as you can see, we might have heard in the news also. D-Mart has grown beyond what Big Bazaar is. So
Right.
again, they basically focus mainly into essentials. So grocery, then again pharma industry is always going to be in the market. It is always going to be there. So many of the, again, as I told, many of the hyperlocal delivery companies like NetMeds, Pharmacy, and all these things, all these companies have boomed in this post this lockdown only when people were scared to go out and purchase the medicines or farmers or any pharma related goods. So this pharma industry. Then one of the industry which I think nobody even considers, I think, and it is way beyond the consideration level of logistics is the customer support or the telesales. And I think everybody would have experienced this. You might have called Swiggy or Zomato for any queries, and there was no one to entertain you in the pandemic, right? So I think that time you would have considered the importance of the customer service team which is in the company. They run in the but still they are very important for any company. And there are various companies which offer these telesales team to the companies. They act as a third party telesales team or customer support teams. And I think most of the startups do the same thing. They hire these third party agencies for the telesales and telecalling teams. So this is again one of the area where there is a lot of job opportunities, and I think people are trying, because everyone is trying to shift to, like as I told you, like online, or like on the basically tele call side, or basically we can say telephonic conversation, telephonic side of the trade. I think this is again one of the industries which is going to boom a lot. Uh, and then I'll go to the tech side again, various tech side, like as we are on the call, right? We are doing this remote meeting and communication. So this industry is again booming a lot. Many of the new players, even Reliance, they got into this Geo Meet. So everybody is again going behind this remote meeting and communication services. So this is also one of the industries where you can go and search for the opportunities.
Okay, okay. Thanks for that. I like the logistics part. Like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
we never look at the logistics company as one of the companies to go into. There are so many logistics company which we can look into,
Exactly.
right? And it's booming right now. How about so we spoke about this tech companies and all. How about this manufacturing companies or
Mm-hmm.
automobile companies? How about that?
So
Is that a good time currently, or we can look into it after
Mhm.
6 months or 9 months, or
So
should it? Yeah.
manufacturing companies, I think it is again dependent on the sector in which they are working. For automobile, as far as I can see, I don't think there is going to be any growth in the coming time, or at least in the next year or so. But if you will go into the essential categories, let's suppose, or let's suppose in the categories like electronics, because everybody is working from home, they need the goods, they need comfort, they need all the services which were in the office at home. So, and again, clothing industry, as I told you, nobody is going to stop purchasing clothes. Everybody needs clothes. Everybody needs essentials. Everybody needs electronics for the comfort. So I think it depends on the industries. But again, if the industries are into these sectors, again, yes, they are going to boom. But if you're telling me the sort of industries which is right now, which has right now become secondary, like automobile, I don't think it will happen. Even if I'll tell you the clothing itself, I don't think there again clothing also there are formals and casuals. I don't think anybody is going to purchase any formals as of now, because most of
That's
you
very
are
true.
going to shift into this only, into work from home only. So again, it
Yeah.
is industry within the industry which is going to boom, or which is not going to boom. So it is very much dependent on the category which they are manufacturing.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. So now, as a be it fresher or
Mm-hmm.
be experienced, I'm applying
Mm-hmm.
into a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now companies are looking to specific skill set, as we spoke,
Exactly.
but
Mm-hmm.
also there are like certain companies, bigger companies who are
Mm-hmm.
going towards automation. They might
Mm-hmm.
be making the products, but they might
Mm-hmm.
be hiring less. So how to
Mm-hmm.
identify that, or what are your thoughts on that? The coming
Mm-hmm.
automation, how we keep ourselves updated to that? Is it loss
Mm-hmm.
for us? Are we going to lose job not only because of pandemic, but pandemic that we are facing plus automation?
Mm-hmm.
Because what industries will see is that employees are costing them higher, but if they build a technology which can automate, can cost
Mm-hmm.
them lower. How what do you say about that?
I think in a current scenario, it might not affect that much, but yes, going forward, it will, because as I told you, everybody is going for that sustained employment, or sustained employment. So of course, they are going for similarly they are going uh, for this again, for like automation. So yes, this will happen, but I think there is some time, at least in India as of now. As you already know, even in logistics, Amazon is trying or testing that drone delivery, right?
Hmm.
So even in the industry which we told that is going to boom a lot, even they are searching for the automation. And so yes, it is going to hamper the employment in the future, but I think as of now, they are not going to spend that much on the technology or automation, at least for a year or so. Post that, once everything settles down, maybe after that they will look for that. At least in India,
So
of
to
course.
conclude, should we say that okay?
Mhm.
So, should we say that in order to be prepared for the future, whatever may
Mhm.
come in 1 year or 2 years, they should, like the friends who have joined us here, should keep
Mhm.
themselves updated on at least what are the latest trends, what are the technologies, or what are the languages they need to know, so that if jobs that we are in today gets obsolete tomorrow, they are prepared
Mhm.
for that already?
Of course, it is. They have to basically. They have to keep them updated about this. And as I told you, they have not only the updates. They have to make themselves ready with those particular skill sets as well. So let's say in future that time comes, they have the particular skill set that differentiates them, which differentiates them from the other peers. And then, of course, if they have different skill sets or important skill sets, companies are going to prefer them over their competition or their peers.
Okay, okay. So one more question I have in mind
Mm-hmm.
for the freshers. Uh, See, there are tier one colleges, tier two colleges
Mm-hmm.
as well, and tier three colleges, right? And
Mm-hmm.
everyone is having a mindset that I
Mm-hmm.
want to go for a company who is giving me some X package, or
Mm-hmm.
who is giving me Y package. I want to go there. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, should we still aim towards that? That as a student, I'll only go there because what I believe is that we should, or students should, at this point of time, if they are looking for a job, uh,
Mm-hmm.
they should secure their job first, and then as you said, get some experience in some time,
Mm-hmm.
and then look for whatever their dream job is.
Of course, this should be
What's your
on
thought?
their. Of course, this should be on the top of their pyramid. But yes, this should not be on the base. They should, with time, climb the pyramid. They should go, like for start, they should go for experience, and then they should aim that. But that should not be the only criteria for them. That should be one of the criteria, but that should not be the only, and it should not be the priority for them as of now.
Okay. So if you talk about this, right, there are certain companies which also gives internship and then offers you the placement.
Mm-hmm.
Versus there are certain companies, if you talk about colleges, right? If versus there are some companies which gives you just the internship and just
Mm-hmm.
the placement, right? For these categories, what should be the user's preference? Keeping this scenario in mind, that will the companies just hire for the internship and then may not give them a pre-placement offer or kinds, or should they take that risk that it's okay if they don't give us pre-placement offer, but that
Mm-hmm.
company in itself is good. So question arises
Mm-hmm.
that if the company who is providing internship is good
Mm-hmm.
but is not providing me pre-placement offer,
Mm-hmm.
versus there is a company which is maybe like personal perspective, right, which is not that good but is
Mm-hmm.
providing me full-time offer today as well. So
Mm-hmm.
where should we go? It could be subjective as well, but
Exactly. Yes.
yeah.
So it depends again. If a person wants to learn a lot, if he wants to expand his horizons in terms of learning in everything, then of course he should not only keep his criteria that he wants to go in a certain company or this or a company with a name in the market or with a brand in the market. Instead, they should go for a company where they are getting a good profile, where they're going to learn and develop their skill sets, or they are going to have a freedom to learn several things, which I don't think they will get with a company which has a brand name with it. They will have only a certain work to do there. But again, as you told, it is very subjective. For me, I'll always prefer the second one. Sorry, the first one, former one, where I'll learn and develop the skill set in me. I'll try to explore various things in a company because as a fresher, I think 90% of 90 or I can say 99% of the freshers are not aware of the particular skill sets in which they are good in. I think this 6 months or this 2 months internship will be the right time for them to learn what they are good in, what they are interested in. So, because these companies will provide them the opportunities or the option of freedom to go and explore various other fields as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, makes sense. So that's fine. So for like the experienced candidates, we have, I think, one more good thing here is that if you are sitting at home looking for a job, it will be even easier for you because you need not like take a leave from your company. Of course, not
Mhm.
encouraging the bunking the office and doing it, but yeah, you
Mhm.
can safely like spare 1 hour and do video interviews, right? You need not travel
Mhm.
more because
Mhm.
no company today will call for face-to-face interview. You can do video calls. And secondly, like you need not travel much, and you can study, or you can look at the resources right at your right from your home. So what are those resources? Maybe you can look at, Rajat, if you can give some advices on that. And what are those uh, key skills? Maybe if we talk about few skills on technology or few skills on sales, what are those
Mhm.
skills that we previously also spoke about, right? What are those skills that
Mhm.
you suggest them to focus on
Mhm.
while preparing for the interview?
Sure. So first and foremost thing, I think in any industry, one should be very much analytical. Basically, he should be very much accurate with the data. He should be able to read the data. Nobody is going to help him or train him to read the data, right? So even it is same for the tech also. It is same for, I guess, the sales or any or even for any job which he is going to do, because that drives the work which he is going to do in for a particular amount of time in the future, or basically to complete his targets or anything. The data is very important thing. So for example, let's suppose in if even if a person is going in, first and foremost, of course, he needs to have a comm skills, which is of course the basic of this particular field. But apart from that, he should be analytically good, because that is something through which he can improvise his work. That is basically what we say, that smart work is better than hard work. So this is a smart work through which this data he can do a smart work in the smart work and basically improvise his target audience or something, right?
Yeah.
Another skill sets which as myself took was like market research. For anything to build or for anything to do in the sales, everybody needs to have a market research. Without market research, he cannot sell anything. I don't think a person, let's suppose I'm going to a very tier three city, or let's suppose a village, and there is a person who is selling Western clothes or something. Let's suppose Western dresses. I don't think there are any person will be there who is going to purchase that, right? So apart from the so this is basically the market research which he should do before targeting any area or before targeting anything or before proceeding to his job. So again, market research becomes one of the important thing for that. And so yes, market research is one of the very core competency or very core skill which he needs to have, apart from the analytical skills which he has. So yes, so these are the things. And as already told, for anything, for any job, he needs to have a comm skills. Not only the sales, for anything, a person needs to have a comm skills, and which is a very basic thing for even clearing the interview as well.
Okay. Thanks for this, Rajat. And of course, if we talk about like technology, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on purely your
Mm-hmm.
interest. I think Rajat will agree with
Exactly.
that. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you want to do front end development, back end development,
Exactly.
be it Angular, uh, React, JavaScript, plain CSS, that
No,
purely depends.
even in the data analytics field, I would say there are various things. Some companies just work on, you can say, some works on JQL and SQL. Some use Python as well. So again, it depends on the company which you are going. So every company require different skill sets. So so basically, needs to keep himself updated with all the skills, with all the new things which is coming in the market, with all the new demands which is coming in the which are coming in the market.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that was valuable. Just to maybe conclude before we open up the platform for the questions for the audience we have, I think though the time is difficult, it's not hard to switch the job. It's about how you look at what the scenario is, and how you look at various companies, and how you upgrade your skills. There are specific industries where you can go to today immediately, and there are specific industries that you can go to 6 months from now. And for freshers, the key thing that we will say is that go for the experience, don't go for the money. Once you get the experience, you have knowledge, anyways money will chase you. And for experienced people, just look at where you are today, and as Raja said, that will you take this offer if this was given to you earlier? Will you go for that? uh, which essentially means that don't look only on the brand name, only on the company name, but will this make some change, or you are just changing company just because the temporary condition in your company is not very good? Just look at all the factors broader. And coming back to the pandemic situation, it's of course coming down, but it might not be just immediately going to come down. So yeah, we need to just keep in mind that you should always keep looking at the possibilities, opportunities, and stay updated on the latest trend. So yeah, that's the, I think, takeaway from the session. And if Rajat has anything to add before we open up for the questions for audience.
I think that has covered most of the things which I and you wanted to cover. Uh, yes, I would like to add a thing uh, as to conclude. So basically, the job change should not be the only criteria as of now. So even if you're going for any interview or if you're going for anything, one of the very important thing or which we even neglect most of the time is basically the loyalty, or which is basically if you are part of something, and of course don't want to abandon that particular mission, or you can say, or that particular work which you are doing. So this is one of the again factors which many of the industries, many of the recruiters will check in you. So if you are leaving, you are going for a job change, make sure you have a very good or very strong reason for that. It is not just you are just going with the flow or with the situation or with because the company is, again, as you told, if the company is not in the right situation or it is not in the right condition as of now. So it should not be the only. It should not be the factor. Loyalty is something I think which most of the recruiters keep on the highest priority.
Okay, okay, yeah. But I would like to add one thing to this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right, uh, that though you are changing the job, I think
Mhm.
of course everyone will ask you a question that
Mhm.
why you are looking for a job change, and
Mhm.
what you makes you change. Now one answer that you can always give is, which is obvious answer, which is true also,
Mhm.
right? Or you can
Mhm.
use this as one of the safe answers as well, that
Mhm.
my company is laying off, going under pay cuts. That is the reason I want
Mhm.
to change a job. uh,
Mhm.
I think that, but I might be wrong here.
Mhm.
Will that be a good answer to give if they ask, if that's a real reason? Also, if we see that my company has laid off 30% of the employees, and I might be
Mhm.
next, even if they have
Mhm.
not done today,
Mhm.
will it okay to give this answer in the interview to the interviewer that I'm doing this because I see that my job is at risk today?
Mhm.
Or it might fire back saying that if company is retaining 60% of the employees, you're not in those 60%. Maybe not,
Mhm.
you're not a good candidate.
Mhm. So I think to answer that, I think everybody should keep himself first before anything. But if you are using this as a hack or as a just excuse there, then I think, as everyone knows, karma is a witch. It will someday get back to you and bite you back. So again, if it is the reason, it is a genuine reason that yes, you are going to be the next one, you are not feeling secure, or you have a financial problem with you, then of course, yes, you should keep yourself first there. But this should not be the reason to use it as an excuse or just to basically, you can say, provide a emotional touch in the interview or something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just open up the platform for question and answers. Before we do that, I just have one quick
Mhm.
question for our audience here. I'll just post this here. Please go to this website, mentee.com, and use our code 7771152, and you will see this question there. I would like you to give your preference, that not necessarily on basis of what we spoke, but what is your interest, where you would like to go. uh, is it early age startup, grown a startup, MNCs, or you're open for any good opportunity? Okay, we have got one response. Okay. Looks like our audience is liking the startups
Mhm.
more friendly. That's interesting trend. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes, and in the meantime, if any of the audiences have any question, they can write in the YouTube chat. We are reading that. We'll answer that live via video itself. Okay. We will move to our next question, which is how do you prepare for your placements today? You can answer up to three words, three different methods: online, offline, reading books, attending seminars. Now you don't attend seminars, but you might be attending webinars, peer study, group studies. What are the various, or you can name a website. It could be Coursera, it could be Byju's, it could be Hexa, it could be uh, any other platform as well. Okay. Some people say online, some people say aptitude books. That's great. Preparation for college looks like huge chunk is doing aptitude here, and college is also providing preparation. That's good. Quora. polishing the test skills, develop tech skills. That's interesting to see that we are doing online learning today, which is also need of the hour, but it also provides like good material. Even if you go to YouTube, there are many good channels that you can uh, look forward to, and colleges also are providing good uh, preparation. In fact, we didn't speak about it, but Hex also partner with the various colleges to provide preparation to their students. So maybe if your college has not partnered with Hexa, you can talk to your placement officer or placement representative to get in touch with us so that we can partner with your college as well. Okay, we will break uh, here. Oh, yeah, we are getting few responses. So we got Hexa as a response as well. Looks like one of our students have joined here. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions from our viewers. Mani said hi to us. Hi, Mani. Thanks for your greetings. If you have any questions, you can post here. We'll be happy to answer that. Okay, we will break here. Thanks a lot for joining in, us, everyone. Thanks for your precious time. I hope this was helpful. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do follow our LinkedIn page for more updates. We'll keep on sharing. We'll have our next webinar in coming few days. We'll keep you posted on that. Thanks you so much, Rajat, for sparing your time to join us and guiding our valuable audience here. Thanks much.
Anytime.
Okay, guys. Bye. See you around.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.